Hello, I'm Zaccura and welcome back to my channel. And today's video is going to be a regular old art and chat. Just gonna update you guys on what I've been up to and get you guys pumped, I guess, and excited for things that are going to be coming really soon. And in the meanwhile, you'll also be seeing me paint this illustration I did for Childhood Week over on Instagram back in December. I'll talk about the piece more later in the video. So this video was kind of slightly, maybe possibly have been thrown together last minute. And the reason is because I am currently super busy getting some cool stuff ready, which you guys will be seeing next week, starting next week, and I'll talk about it more in just a sec. So basically, I didn't have time to finish any of the other videos that I'm currently filming. Long story short, I had nothing to upload this week. And I mean, you guys know it's one of my New Year's resolutions to make weekly uploads, and it's literally only the third week in the year, so come on, I couldn't just not upload anything this week. I had to get something up. And thankfully, I had some illustration footage that I had yet to share here on YouTube, so here we are. Lesson number 1 of being a YouTuber. Make sure you have backup footage that you can use to put together last-minute videos. But it is actually one of my favorite illustrations that I did during Childhood Week, so hopefully you guys do enjoy watching the process. So, as I mentioned, I've got some really cool stuff brewing in my Zacky cauldron. But first, let's start with the major business. And that is the print version of my book, Year, a collection of short stories, is going to be going up on my shop really soon. It took a little longer than expected. It took a whole lot of work to format this thing, but I just received my proof copy of the book a couple of days ago, and as much as I want to, I'm not going to spoil how it looks. I'm not going to say anything more, I guess, because I will be saving all of that. I'll be saving my reaction for the unboxing video, which will be dropping sometime next week, maybe even like sooner than that, maybe within the next like 5 or 6 days ish, I don't know. So yeah, pre-orders for the book will be going up on my shop next week. I'm aiming for the 25th of January, but it will be, of course, officially announced when the unboxing video goes up. The unboxing video will probably be uploaded on the same day that the pre-orders go up. There's going to be a couple different pre-order options, including some bundles with like extra goodies and stuff. I'll of course be explaining everything in detail again in the unboxing video. So that's one thing I've been working on this last week. I've been putting together the little extra goodies for the bundles, including some freebies and stuff. I wanted to make sure that anyone who pre-orders the book, whether they get a bundle or not, does get something a little bit special. So I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited. I put so much work into this thing, and it's almost here. So I'm really excited to show that to you guys. Another thing that I've been working on this last week is getting my comic/manga that I started back in October back up and running. You guys may remember I did a little comic project during the first couple weeks of Inktober, and I said that I would be continuing the comic in January, and I'm doing my best to hold true to what I said. So that will also be coming soon, definitely before the end of the month. I still do not have a name for the comic, which is a problem. I don't know why I can't come up with anything good at this point. I'm probably just going to cave in and call it The Bell, which is not a terrible name, I'll admit, but it's quite descriptive. But hey, it's about the story, right? I mean, name, not as important. But it has to be there though, so I had better settle on something. Good name or bad, I need a name. I have decided that I'm going to be uploading that comic on a page-a-week basis over on Tapas. If you don't know what that site is, then you probably don't read webcomics. But it's a webcomic hosting site, and as viewers you can subscribe to stories and get notified whenever new pages get uploaded, and it's all 100% free. I used to love reading comics on Tapas. I just haven't had like the time more recently, I guess. But man, I remember reading comics from like my favorite artists like reading Ghostblade by Vlop, reading Fish Eye Play Sibo by Yume, and like Mondo Mango. That comic was so cute. So it's kind of exciting that I'm going to be now uploading my very own webcomic onto that site. Over the years, it seems like the site has kind of slightly been overrun by BL, which, you know, it's not that surprising. This is, you know, the internet, but there's still like a really big variety of webcomics there, and it's still really, really organized the way I remember it, and just really easy to use and stuff, so I'm excited. That whole segment kind of sounded like a promo for Tapas. Not sponsored, I promise. I don't know, this video is very unscripted, and I tend to like to talk about things that I like, so moving on now. And the third thing that I've been working on recently is YouTube videos. Yay! I'm currently in the middle of like filming and putting together like 3 different videos at the same time. There's like a cool crafting video, which I'm excited about showing you guys because it's a super fun craft. Anyone can do it, and it uses like recycled materials. So get hyped for that. I'm also working on like a comic creation video. It's not going to be like super extensive, but I'm just going to be showing my comic making process, because honestly my comic making process is not very extensive. And last but not least, I'm working on the first episode, or rather the first returning episode of Study with Zacky. The series was called like just Study Session before, but now it's going to be called Study with Zacky. But it's basically a series where I do art-related studies, things like drawing poses and anatomy and backgrounds and color theory and yada yada. And I explain everything that I do in the video, and then I give you guys your own homework. And the newest feature that will come with the first returning episode is that I'm going to be setting up a hashtag called Study with Zacky for you guys to use on Instagram or Twitter, where you can post your homework results, and I'll give you guys shout outs in the next Study with Zacky video. So it's going to become a monthly series on my channel, but it looks like the series is going to have to start with the first episode in February, because I just can't get that first video up in time for this month. However, now pay attention, my students. No, I'm not your teacher, like I said, I'm your buddy. So, however, my buddies, in the meantime, if you guys would like to check out the previous study videos I already have up, feel free to do the homework from any of those videos and post it over on Instagram, preferably Instagram. Twitter is fine too, it's just a little bit less organized over there. And use the hashtag StudyWithZacky, that's with a K, remember that. And then I can feature your work in the first returning episode next month. So it'll be like a trial for the hashtag, and it'll be easier to explain to everyone how it works when I already have some of your guys' work to show off. So if you feel like drawing some hands or some action poses or some really nice landscape impressions, I'll have the playlist linked below in the description box, as well as in the card above in this video. I unfortunately can't give you guys a deadline this time. I will be giving submission deadlines in the future study videos, but I haven't worked out what day the first episode will be going up yet. So I can't tell you guys how long you have exactly, but if you want to be on the safe side, then try to post your homework before February starts, because I'm probably going to try to get the first episode up near the beginning of February. So if you get your homework up before the end of January, then that'll also give me some time to like gather your guys' work so that I have more time to edit. It's not a very long time, I know, but the homework I give doesn't take that long either. And remember to use the hashtag StudyWithZacky, and that's Zacky with a K, not 2 C's. It's Z-A-C-K-Y, not Z-A-C-C-Y. Even though I know my name is spelled with 2 C's and no K when it's Zaccura, but for some reason, when you cut off the ura part, it just doesn't look right to me when I read it. For some reason, it just looks like Zaxy. So anyway, use the K. So yeah, that's something to look forward to. starting next month. I'm really excited for this series because I really feel like it can help a lot of people. Sometimes all you need to get on the right track of improving your drawing skills is a little push and a little inspiration, and hopefully through this series I will be able to provide both of those things. Not to mention, it will also really help me personally get back on track when it comes to studying, because I've really been neglecting that stuff myself. And that kind of concludes everything that I've been up to. And yeah, now that I've explained everything I've been doing within the last like 10 days, I've really been busy, haven't I? But it's good. I love the grind, I do. And long story short, in case all of that sort of rambling, unscripted narration didn't make much sense, there's lots of cool stuff coming, so be sure to subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss out on anything. Snuck that little promo in there. So now I guess I should chat a little bit about this illustration you've been watching me draw. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, it was something that I drew for Childhood Week, which is a biannual week-long art challenge over on Instagram, where a list of prompts are given and you draw one illustration and share one childhood memory every day for a week. This was the very first illustration I did for day one, and the prompt for day one was creature. And so I decided to paint this little girl with an inchworm on her finger. And the story is that when I was little, I used to go to this playground / park place. And this park was surrounded by trees, like maple trees and chestnut trees. And once spring came around, thousands of inchworms would hatch and be chomping down on the leaves of the trees at the edges of the park. So every year when this happened, my friends and I would round up as many inchworms as we could find and keep them in the palm of our hands. And you know, we'd have a few little like leaves in our hand for the trapped worms to eat. Because you know, we treat our prisoners well. Naturally, this activity would kind of turn into a little competition between us to see who could round up the most worms. Fond times, fond times. If I'm being honest, it really is like a warm, fuzzy childhood memory. I remember having so much fun doing that. But at the same time, it brings a sense of, very slight sense of disgust. I mean, as an adult, I find it more gross now because, you know, adults are babies. But also because I know now that all of those cute little buggers end up turning into swarms of moths during the summertime. They are nasty, man. They cover your front door, they cover your car hood, and anywhere else that's warm and lit up, and they get in your house. It's not fun, man. I just never made the connection as a kid that all of those moths came from those worms. But it's still a fond memory regardless, because mostly the memory is about the fun, not the actual worms. The illustration was also really fun to paint. I tried to go for this very children's book aesthetic to match with the whole childhood theme. And I had a lot of fun with the lighting and focus in this piece. I did this like komorebe lighting effect, which sounds really fancy, but komorebe is just a Japanese word that means light filtering through trees. I'm obviously pronouncing it like really horribly because I'm not even gonna try to pretend that I can pronounce that without an accent. But yeah, we just don't have a word for light filtering through trees in the English language, so that's the word that I use, komorebe. It's a super pretty lighting situation to put in your paintings, and it's surprisingly easy to accomplish, especially digitally. All you really need to do is just put everything in shadow and then use like a glow dodge layer to add spots of light in like various areas and make it look a little random, so it really looks like light filtering through leaves and stuff, and it ends up looking super cool. And after I painted everything, I rasterized the whole image and flattened it, and then I used a blur tool to blur the background and kind of like the back of the girl's head a little bit, so that it looks like the camera focus is really focused on the worm and everything else is like a little bit out of focus. Another little touch that's really easy to accomplish but adds just an extra goodness to your paintings. This piece ended up actually being one of my personal favorites I did for Childhood Week. Of course, though, I only did 4 of them. I didn't actually finish the challenge. I couldn't make it because I was very busy that week. But yeah, I would definitely recommend the challenge when it comes around again in summer. It's really fun. And that, my buddies, brings us to the end of this video. I really squeezed a lot of stuff into this video, and I kind of rambled a little bit because I did not script this thing. Yeah! Hopefully it was a little entertaining though, and you guys could understand everything that I said. If you enjoyed the video, then please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss out on all the upcoming stuffs that will be coming really soon. Before you go, if you have a moment, please do share your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know, what did you think of this painting? What did you think of my narration? I don't know. Are you guys looking forward to all of the things that I mentioned in this video, like the comic and the new videos, and of course the pre-order for my book? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you'd like to check out my shop, which is actually at the moment empty, so I guess don't check out my shop. If you'd like to check out my shop, subscribe to my newsletter, or get my ebook, Year, a collection of short stories about everyday people overcoming everyday challenges in the face of not so everyday happenings. Everything can be found on my website, Zaccura.com. Link will be in the description box. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to do your homework and use the hashtag #StudyWithZacky. I'm looking forward to seeing your guys' work. And until next time, stay awesome, stay inspired, always. See ya!